And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway as we get ready for some Snickers Cup Series action here. This is going to be the Food City 500, and this is, I don't know, I guess you could consider it a wildcard track for a number of drivers. Bristol Motor Speedway can be one of two things. It can either be a bore fest or a wreck fest. And we've seen here lately in both trucks and mobile that it's seeming to lead towards the wreck fest side of things. And so these drivers, they kind of consider this kind of race a survival race. If they finish well here, they're able to breathe a sigh of relief and then look at a restrictor plate track like Daytona or Talladega to be their wild card track. But some drivers today, they're going to find the garage area very early on, and if that's the case, they're going to consider this a track as if the race had never happened and try and put it out of their minds and try and recover in the next following races. On the front row for today's race, it's an all-Hendrick affair. Emilio Navarrete on the point for today's race, so he's clinched himself a spot in the Season 6 Budweiser Shootout. If he returns in Season 6, then alongside of him is his teammate from Hendrick Motorsports, Michael Norman, in the 88. Now, Navarrete comes into this race 26th in points, still looking for his first win of the season. He has, for the past two seasons, gotten to victory lane at least once, so he's trying to continue on that streak. Michael Norman, on the other hand, he's trying to get to victory lane for the third time in his Snickers Cup Series career, as he was a two-time winner last season in his rookie season, and he is 15th in the points, so a good run today could put him possibly inside the top 10 heading into next week's race at Auto Club Speedway. Lined up in row number 2, that's going to be Ron Fajara Jr., who's trying to battle back from the 25-point penalty received at Phoenix. He's done a good job of it, had a pretty good run last week at Las Vegas, and he's moved himself up to 19th in points, and he is second in rookie points as well, even though he is quite a ways back from rookie points leader Mary Cole. And alongside of him is going to be Charles Jackson driving the Valero colors on his Toyota Camry. Jackson comes in 8th in points. He certainly had a good start to the season. Alright, so we'll give you a look at the overview of the points coming into today's race. Dylan Young comes in dominating the points right now, as he is sitting with 112 points. Then you got to go 15 points back before you get to a tie for second between Dylan Poteet and rookie points leader Mary Cole. Anthony McCrory currently sits a total of 20 points back in 4th place, our winner from Phoenix, and last week's winner Cole Daly moved himself up to 5th in the standings, as he is currently a total of 22 points back in the points standings from Dylan Young. The rest of the drivers who come in the top 10 in points: Chris Dollerton 6th, Jake Cole 7th, we mentioned Charles Jackson in 8th, Tim Walsh 9th, and two-time NNSCRA champion Matthew Rodriguez, he is 10th in the standings. But Bristol can very muchly play into shaking up the points. We're going to have to see if that's going to be a case here today. As the cars have gotten the command to fire the engines, they will roll off, complete a couple pace laps here. That'll give us ample time to be able to show you the starting lineup for today's race here at Bristol. Bristol can be a track where the pole sitter can dominate a race, but with it being 75 laps, not much chance of that. We got an opportunity here for drivers to have to work out pit strategy. Hope you're ready for a long event. 75 laps could take some time, as here's your starting grid. Getting ready to be put under the green flags. You saw there in that starting grid, Dylan Young not exactly starting in what would be considered a prime qualifying position, starting mid-pack, actually close to the rear of mid-pack. He's going to have quite a task on his hands today if he's going to try to maintain his points lead here after Bristol. But the green flag is out, and we're underway here at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Food City 500, as they head into turn number 1. Navarrete with that preferred line down low will easily take the lead, but here comes Ron Vajaro Jr. just like that. He's going to try and look to the inside, can't do it, had to back out of the throttle and nearly got rear-ended by rookie Jordan Davis, and they're going to go 3 wide for second place. Well, guess not. Jordan Davis thinking better of it, backs out of the throttle. He now falls back into the clutches of his teammate Cole Daly, and oh, Michael Norman's going to move his teammate up the racetrack. They're going to go 3 wide. Norman right up the middle. How did he do that? Oh my word, that was incredible. They're 3 wide for the lead. Norman, Navarrete, and Ron Vajaro Jr. This is shades of the final laps of our Mobile Cup Series race. Old man Navarrete got loose, but he got the high rim riding side to work, and he takes the lead back here at Bristol. Unbelievable. That was great. Michael Norman tried to make the middle line work, and it nearly did, but not quite. Oh, the caution's out for the first time today. Caution waves here on lap number 4 as they now take lap number 5. And, oh, it's for Tim Walsh. Oh, man, 9th in points. Tim Walsh finds trouble early here at Bristol. He may have had some contact with Waitos Avotas, who comes in 41st in points. It's certainly not been an ideal rookie season for him. Oh, man, Tim Walsh heading down pit road. Let's follow the 56. I don't know how badly the damage is on his Toyota Camry. Looks like he's going to get that car repaired if possible. There the flagman waves the yellow as we are under the caution. Top 5 right now are Navarrete, Norman, Ron Vajaro Jr., Charles Jackson, and Jordan Davis, as we will now look back at a replay. Well, folks, I didn't think we'd see this happen this season, but it's happened again. Tim Walsh. Oh, well, maybe not. I thought maybe he got contact with Trent Dunham. No, he didn't. He got turned by Anthony McCurry, and back there further, Barney Ward and Richard Johnson made contact. Johnson actually rode the wall, but they settled out and continued it. And then here comes Tim Walsh. Maybe a little bit more retaliation there on Anthony McCurry after he got turned off turn 4. It's going to send him up into Waitos Avotas, who was just minding his own business. So that's 2 drivers right there. Oh, man, Barney Ward going to get clipped there. He gets spun around with Anthony McCurry. Look at Richard Johnson Jr., Tryphon Reed, Danny Wells. What a nice job he did, missing his RCR teammate. But Anthony McCurry and Tim Walsh, they come in top 10 in points. This certainly is not going to help them out. Barney Ward comes in 12th in points, too, so he had a lot to lose. And rookie Waitos Avotas just getting caught up in that. So it looks like some retaliation, some short tracks breeding short tempers here in the very beginning stages of this race. Tim Walsh and fellow Toyota driver Anthony McCurry. Lights are out atop the pace car. We'll go back to green flag racing. Nobody has gone back behind the wall. Tim Walsh, Anthony McCurry, Waitos Avotas, and Barney Ward all came down pit road to make repairs to their race cars and have returned to the racetrack. Richard Johnson also came down pit road after we saw him slap the wall out of turn number 2 as well. So everybody's made repairs, and they are ready to continue on here. Navarrete's the leader, his teammate Michael Norman in 2nd, then Ron Vajaro Jr. 3rd, Charles Jackson 4th, and Jordan Davis is in 5th. 6th place is going to be George Roke. 7th is Cole Daly, last week's winner, trying to go for 2 in a row. Pichu London running well in 8th, Aaron Williams Jr. in 9th, and John Cittadino currently runs in 10th. James Silverfox is 11th, Trent Whitney 12th. 13th is Dylan Poteet, Hayden Klein 14th, and Sean Henley 15th. There's the points leader, Dylan Young, done a good job working his way up now inside the top 20 as he will restart in 16th. 17th, Matthew Rodriguez, Alex DeMarco 18th. 19th is Mary Cole, and James McLeod, a Daytona 500 winner, will restart in 20th as the green flag comes back out. They started double wide for the beginning of this race, and they put on quite a show there in the first 5 laps. Now they're single file. How long is it going to take them to get 2 and 3 wide again? Oh, Michael Norman! Norman just got turned! He just got flat out taken out by Ron Vajaro Jr. And Norman, fortunately, has been able to get that car going again. I don't think he brought it up the racetrack into anybody. But Ron Vajaro Jr., he came into this race, actually came into last week's race, saying his goal is to try and make friends. That's not how you make friends here at Bristol. Outside pole sitter Michael Norman on pit road making repairs to his damaged race car now. As, whoa, what in the world? Emilio Navarrete having to slice and dice his way through some cars that got held up there. Danny Wells now behind him. I think Danny Wells is still on the lead lap. He's got to get by Navarrete. Navarrete, you got to let him by there. He was ahead of you there on that restart. Barney Ward, I think, just got past along with Tim Walsh. They got to settle this out here. Bristol's very confusing under the caution, so we'll let them try and sort it all out, and we'll come back in a moment. We're going to watch what happened to Michael Norman. Well, kind of paying homage to the old racing cliche, nobody is safe And Michael Norman, he was running right up at the front in the second position. And watch here. Watch this coming off through turns 3 and 4, I believe it is. And we're going to see just exactly what happens here. Yeah, Ron Vajara Jr. is running right there on the left rear quarter panel and comes up the racetrack, gets into Michael Norman, and watch Norman. Let's see how hard a hit he takes here. He hits driver's side into the inside retaining wall. Fortunately for him, that was where he hit. If he had hit with the nose first, that may have taken him out of this race. And watch this. Fortunately, we had been in a single file restart there. Otherwise, I think if they were double wide, it would have been hard for some drivers to be able to avoid. And there's the points leader, Dylan Young, just barely getting by. Lucky that Michael Norman was able to get the brakes on in time and not slide up in front of some more drivers, or we could have a big mess on our hands. And then, for some reason, the pace car trying to take out something on Michael Norman. What did Norman ever do to the pace car? Caution waits for the second time tonight, so we go back to green flag racing. Before we go back to green, I ended up finding out we had another thing happen there right when Norman got turned. Waidos Savotas going to make some contact there with Barney Ward. Looks like there's some tempers flaring between those two as well. And the 18 car went up and then spun down the front straightaway right behind the tire tracks of Michael Norman. So we are seeing tempers starting to flare here already. Tim Walsh and Anthony McCurry, Ron Vajara Jr. and Michael Norman, as well as the pace car. And then Barney Ward and Waidos Savotas. We still got a long ways to go in this event. Can these drivers coexist? Well, while we showed you those replays, they actually did get it all settled out here. Danny Wells and all those others were able to get by and back onto the tail end of the longest line on the lead lap. Navarrete is the leader. Now inheriting second is Ron Vajara Jr. Charles Jackson third. Jordan Davis is fourth. And now George Roque cracks the top 5. There is Norman. He is a lap down now as he had to have an extended stay on pit road. Cole Daly is 6th, 7th Pichu London, Aaron Williams Jr. 8th, 9th John Cittadino, and James Silverfox now completes the top 10. We'll try and take a look, see if anybody's retired. I don't think so, though. No, only driver that is off the lead lap right there is Michael Norman. Starting up front here on this restart, but not in the way that he did last restart. He is in the 42nd position, currently 1 lap down to his teammate Emilio Navarrete. Now, here's a question. Would Navarrete try and help Michael Norman get back on the tail of the lead lap here by letting him go on this restart? We'll find that out. Here we go. Green flag's out. Nope, Michael Norman's not up to speed. So Emilio Navarrete going to have to drive away. Now he's got to wonder, is Ron Vajara Jr. going to try and pay his Hendrick Motorsports car the same courtesy he paid Michael Norman? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we got caution back there, and I think it was because of Michael Norman. Caution waits for the 3rd time today. I want to find out, was it Michael Norman that caused that? Well, maybe not. He's running up here with the leaders. Oh, he just got spun around by Pichu London. Michael Norman getting tossed to and fro today. So who did the caution come out for? Oh, man, Tryphon Reed, Aaron Williams Jr. Oh, there's Callum Wales, Barney Ward, Jake Rogers, Zach Campbell, and Kyle Sosnowski up ahead as well. Aaron Williams Jr. doesn't look like he's got any damage. Did he just make a pit stop? He might have just made a pit stop there. Oh, man, Danny Wells, though, he is badly damaged. Jake Cole maybe as well. Waidos Savotas again, also damaged. And wait a minute. Oh, I thought that was Dylan Young because he's running the Reds paint scheme this week. Caution's out. Wait, there's another car on pit road. Who's that? Thought I saw somebody else coming down pit road. Oh, just had him a moment ago. Oh, it's Jacob Lawler, 11th in points. He's involved there in that 15 car. Oh my goodness. The Gander Mountain Firearms Toyota Camry involved as well. This was a pretty big wreck. It may have been 2 different wrecks. We got to take a look here as we're under the caution one more time. Here's a look at how this started. Up ahead there, you got contact between George Roque, Michael Norman, Jordan Davis, and Cole Daly. Aaron Williams Jr. trying to slow up, and everybody else behind him wasn't slowing up. Williams gets spun. James Silverfox was the one who did the spinning. There's where Aaron Williams Jr. gets a little bit of damage there on the right front. Dylan Young spins out. Hayden Klein spins out. Oh, Lawler runs into the back of his own teammate, George Roque. Oh, man, Zach Campbell runs into the back of Austin Ogo. Watching everybody go on by here. Oh, there's some other cars back here that got involved. There's Sosnowski getting spun. Jake Cole got spun by Jake Rogers. Tim Walsh has got damage there. He and Danny Wells and Waidos Savotas. What happened to those guys? Oh, it looks like they all tried slowing up, and then it might have been either Barney Ward or Tim Walsh run. Yeah, watch this. Walsh runs into Ward. Ward gets shoved into Avotas, and Avotas gets shoved into Wells, who gets shoved into Anthony McCurry. It's just a chain reaction there. My goodness. Tell you what, the one driver who really got away from that fairly unscathed was Aaron Williams Jr. He got spun out. His teammate Kyle Sosnowski probably could be in the same boat there too. They got spun out there because they slowed up to miss that wreck, but they didn't really hit anything that hard. A lot of other drivers, though, Danny Wells, Tim Walsh, and Barney Ward, they've got extensive damage to their cars. So we're under the caution one more time at Bristol. Getting ready to go back under the green flag. So far, Hendrick Motorsports is not doing all that terribly well here at Bristol Motor Speedway, with the exception of the guy running right there in front, Emilio Navarrete. You see Michael Norman who was inside. He was involved in a wreck. He is now a lap down to the leaders after he started this race in second. We saw Kyle Sosnowski and Aaron Williams Jr. both get spun around there in our latest caution. So Hendrick Motorsports, they're having a tough time here today. So we take a look, see if anybody's out of this race. Oh yeah, we've got Zach Campbell, Callum Wales, Tim Walsh, and Tryphon Reed. They have all gone back to the garage area, our first retirees of the day. Navarrete is the leader. Second is Ron Vajaro Jr., Charles Jackson third, Jordan Davis fourth, Pichu London has now moved into fifth, John Citadino is sixth, Trent Whitney now up to seventh, eighth Cole Daly, ninth place is James Silverfox, and now cracking the top 10. Second in points, Dylan Poteet in the 10th position. Getting ready to go back under the green flag now. I think it's at this point where I don't even keep track of how many cautions we've had, because I think we've pretty much gotten the idea that it's going to be a wreck fest. Michael Norman, we got to keep an eye on him as they're trying to get around him here. Oh my goodness gracious, we're under the caution again, and it wasn't for the 88 of Michael Norman. They're 3 wide back there. Oh, Norman's in the wall. Norman must have a flat. Oh, he's going to come down right into Matthew Rodriguez, and now his car is erupting. Yep, he's got an engine problem. Michael Norman tried to nurse that car around for the rest of this race to try and salvage something. And finally, that car's just giving up the ghost. Just too much damage externally and apparently internally as well. Michael Norman trying to salvage something will not be able to. His day is done in the 88. But he wasn't the reason the caution came out. The caution came out for something or other, and I'm not exactly sure what it was. Gonna have to try and find out here. But it was not for Michael Norman. So let's jump back, see if we can find out what the caution actually did come out for here. On lap 24, so we're now on lap 25. We're now a third of the way through today's event. Well, this was coming right down to the restart, actually. As soon as we got the green flag, the caution came immediately out. Is right there. Danny Wells is going to turn Jake Cole coming down to the green flag. Jake Rogers and Anthony McCurry, two buddies, they're going to make some contact as well, but I think they both settled it back out. Lawler going to run into the back of Aaron Williams Jr., and Wyatt Zavotas going to get into Lawler as they all were held up behind this wreck. Caution flies one more time here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's go back yet again to another restart. Well, I told you guys this was going to be a wreck fest, and it's certainly proving to be that. We're on lap 28 of 75, and I think we've already worked 5 caution flags. Speaking of 5, the 5 is still out in front. Emilio Navarrete, Ron Vajaro Jr. still in second. He's the highest running rookie. Charles Jackson third, Jordan Davis fourth, his teammate Cole Daly running in fifth. Pichu London sixth, James Silverfox seventh. 8th place is John Citadino, Dylan Poteet ninth, and Trent Whitney slipped back to 10th. 11th is Sean Henley, 12th place Matthew Rodriguez. Eric Burton is 13th, 14th Alex DeMarco, and Sean Galligan runs 15th. The rest of the top 20 are Chris Dollerton, Trent Dunham, James McLeod, Hayden Klein, and Mary Cole. So we get ready to go back to green flag racing. No drivers went behind the wall after that, with the exception of Michael Norman. We saw his engine blow up. He has retired from this race. Currently going to be scored to finish this event in the 38th position as the green flag comes back out. Emilio Navarrete has led every lap so far. He would love to be able to dominate this Bristol race like others have done in the trucks and mobile races here this race weekend. Pichu London slipped up back there. That's a good battle. James Silverfox trying to pass him. That is for position number 6. Meanwhile, up ahead, Cole Daly trying to pressure his teammate Jordan Davis for 5th place. Actually, that'd be for 4th. My apologies. Silverfox, I'll tell you what, Silverfox did not start out this season well at all. He was having a terrible time with qualifying and everything. He now has really done a good job getting himself back into a groove of good finishes as he is trying to get himself up in the rookie standings to be able to battle for Rookie of the Year. Meanwhile, up ahead right now, this is the guy that's running the best of the drivers who came in the top 10 in points. Charles Jackson came in 8th in points as well. There's some contact back there between Cole Daly and James Silverfox, but they kept it together. We're still green flag racing. As up ahead, Ravajaro Jr. looks like he's ready to try and go for the lead. Looking to the inside of Emilio Navarrete. Navarrete's going to be able to keep him at bay for now, as Cole Daly has now finally gotten to the inside line. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide. Silverfox is going to go down to the inside line. They're going to go 3 wide again here at Bristol. Oh, Daly throws a great block right there on Silverfox, and he will move in to the 4th position. Well, no, not so fast. Here comes his teammate Jordan Davis on the high side, trying to take 4th place back again. Cole Daly, 5th in points. Could be a big points day for him if he can follow up his win from last week with a great finish here today, possibly a win. Let's jump back, find out where the points leader Dylan Young is currently running. There he is back here in the Hornet's Nest, currently in the 19th position as he's being challenged by Ralph Mason now for that spot. Mason not able to make the move there. Here he comes now. He will pass him at the line. Dylan Young now slips back to 20th. As now here comes Joshua Michaels looking at the inside. Dylan Young's having a difficult time getting that car back down to the inside line, and he is losing positions hand over fist. This is certainly not what he wants to do, as I heard a car get the wall back there, and the caution is out one more time. And it was Waidos of Otas again. This rookie is not having a good race whatsoever, and I think it's just ended. Oh man, the leaders just came up on those cars, and oh, please tell me that did not just happen what I think just happened. Where is Navarrete? They're all, did happen. Jordan Davis, Emilio Navarrete, Pichu London, they've all gotten turned around, they've got damage. That's something that happens here at Bristol. A wreck will happen at the back of the pack, and the leaders come up on it so fast they don't have much time to react. The leader is Emilio Navarrete. Let's not lose sight of that, even though he is damaged. And I don't know. I'm not even gonna bother trying to find out what's going on here. We're gonna just look at a replay of what happened to Waidos of Otas. And we'll let NNSCRA settle it out here when we get ready to go back to our restart. Well, what's been a really poor day for the 18 team finally is just going to come to an end here. Right here, he's going to go up the racetrack. He got wicked loose off that corner, got into Aaron Williams Jr. Oh, but up ahead, it was Richard Johnson, Jake Cole, and Jake Rogers who had ended up going around, and Waidos of Otas just ran into them. So how did they get together? Oh, Alex DeMarco gets into Jake Cole. How did those 3 get together here? Oh, man. Oh, what happened to Richard Johnson? Oh, Jake Rogers going to turn him around. And then, apparently, Richard Johnson did not appreciate it. And the short track, short tempers comes back again. Right here, Richard Johnson Jr. Or, not Richard Johnson Jr., I'm sorry. Richard Johnson going to come up the racetrack, right up into Jake Rogers. And Jake Cole, nowhere to go. He's going to go up into the outside retaining wall as well. So we're seeing a lot of retaliation here today at Bristol Motor Speedway, and wow, what a miss by Anthony McCurry right there. And then here comes Danny Wells, Sosnowski. They just get through. Waidos of Otas, though, not so lucky as he's going to hit. And Aaron Williams Jr., wow, he did a good job blowing up in time right there in the 24. Look at him slice the middle. Oh, he did get a little damage on the left front. And then watch the 19 of DeMarco. He comes in a little too hard, and he's going to run to the back of Jake Cole. But the caution's out one more time. And why don't we just stay on this real quick, because watch coming in right side of your screen. There's Lawler, and then here come the leaders. And let's see just exactly how hard a hits those leaders took. So they had these cars all backed up here in turn 4. Here comes Navarrete. And, oh, they able to slow up in time. Oh, I think, oh, Trent Whitney going 4 wide at Bristol. Are you kidding me? Bad idea. Oh, boy. Oh, look at just how backed up they are there. And someone's going to squeeze someone up there. I don't even know who it was. Oh, Jake Cole. Emilio Navarrete got into Jake Cole back there. Caution's out one more time. We'll go back to green. I think Navarrete, even though he does have a damaged car, will still be the leader. So we get ready to see what exactly is going to happen here. We're nearing the closing stages now of this race, believe it or not. Well, I was wrong. Emilio Navarrete is not the leader because they actually had to race it around there to the stripe, and Trent Whitney was able to pass all those guys with that wreck happening in front of them, and that inherited him the lead. So with the caution, yeah, they had already crossed the stripe when those cars, Richard Johnson and all of them, made contact and brought out the caution flag. So they had to race it around to the stripe one more time. So it's just a matter of who got to the stripe first, and Trent Whitney was the driver who did that. So he will be the leader now. Eric Burton is now in second. Ron Vajaro Jr. third. Cole Daly fourth. John Cittadino fifth. Charles Jackson sixth. Navarrette's back to seventh now. Jordan Davis is in eighth. Ninth is James Silverfox, and Pichu London is in 10th. So the field getting shuffled up here now after that wreck that occurred at the rear of the field, and it involved those leaders, and it was just a matter of who got down to the stripe first. Lawler and Barney Ward are a lap down there on that inside line as the green flag comes back out. Jake Cole, Jake Rogers, and Wider Sabotas, they've taken their cars back behind the wall. So now Trent Whitney, Eric Burton, and the caution's out again, just like that. And this time it's going to be for, I have a feeling, Emilio Navarrete. Oh, there's another car spinning up ahead. Oh, Navarrete, slow up! Oh, Henley got spun there after crossing the start finish line. I think it could have been Emilio Navarrete who put us under the caution here. The pole sitter, all of a sudden finding huge problems here at Bristol. Well, here's a look at it. It really wasn't anything to do with the fact that Emilio Navarrete has damage to the left side. It was a matter of that the two lap cars up ahead, Jacob Lawler and Barney Ward, were in his way, and he couldn't really get by them. Look at him here trying to get down to the inside line. I have a feeling he's going to be caught up in a byproduct of contact between those two lap cars. Yep, right there. Lawler and Barney Ward going to make contact, and a Navarrete, there's just nowhere for him to go. That is a tough break for Emilio Navarrete, no doubt about it. Involved in that incident that wasn't even of his making. It was two lap cars trying to just settle who was going to get that position, and Navarrete just an innocent victim right there. Boy, what started out so good for him, he dominated the first half of this race, and now Emilio Navarrete, things are going from bad to worse for the driver of the Great Clips Chevrolet. Emilio Navarrete, this is certainly not the way I think he was expecting things to pan out here at Bristol Motor Speedway for him. He restarted there in the 7th position. I believe he's now running all the way back somewhere in the mid-20s. We'll go back to green flag racing once again, trying to see if any drivers are back behind the wall. Doesn't look like it. Except we have gotten word now that Chris Dollerton and Sean Galligan, they have now fallen off the lead lap. Not exactly sure what happened to either of those drivers. But Dollerton came in 6th in standings, Galligan 24th, and they are now a lap down to the leaders. They may have actually gone back behind the wall. I don't really know what the case is there, but that's what they're saying here on our scoring monitor. Trent Whitney is the leader, Eric Burton second, Ron Vajaro Jr. third, Cole Daly fourth, and John Cittadino is fifth. Sixth is Charles Jackson, seventh Jordan Davis, Pichu London eighth, James Silverfox ninth, and Matthew Rodriguez completes the top 10. Then it's Henley, Dunham, McLeod, Mary Cole, and Ralph Mason the top 15. Then it's Joshua Michaels, the pole sitter Dylan Young, George Roque, Adam Chambers, and Austin Ogo completing the top 20. Green flag will come back out here on lap 51 of 75. So we got to contend here with the slower car of Barney Ward, who is currently 4 laps down to the leaders. He almost appears to be up to speed, though. He is up to speed. He just got one of those laps back there at the line. But now Trent Whitney going to try and get the outside line working. He's side by side with Ron Vajaro Jr. That is actually a battle for the lead. And the caution's out, and it's Emilio Navarrete again. And now Trent Whitney gets turned. Oh, right back up the racetrack. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is really bad. Eric Burton is involved. Matthew Rodriguez is in it as Dunham, London, Henley, and Cole somehow slip past. Oh, my goodness. There is Whitney, Vajaro Jr., as well as Eric Burton and Matthew Rodriguez. Caution flies one more time, and the leader now is John Cittadino in the 42 car. That was at least the top 3 that were taken out right there after contact between Trent Whitney and Eric Burton, I believe. Caution flies again. The top 5 now is Cittadino, Daly, Jackson, Silver Fox, and Dunham has now cracked the top 5. But complete and utter chaos just continuing to happen here at Bristol Motor Speedway as they now are all getting all crazied up again here under the pace laps. We're going to leave this chaos and go look at a replay. Let's take a look here and see what happens this time to Emilio Navarrete. Oh, looks like he's going to get some help from Dylan Poteet here at the rear of the field. Navarrete up hard in the wall, and oh my goodness, that car goes airborne. That car flips and barrel rolls here at Bristol. Wow. One can only imagine how hard a lick he took there in the outside retaining wall if it caused that car to force itself over onto its roof. And look at the car barrel rolling down here to the infield retaining wall. Oh my goodness. Emilio Navarrete, the pole sitter, just gets worse and worse and worse. And I think we've gotten word he finally has gone back behind the wall. But just as this is happening, watch right here. Oh, it was Ron Fajara Jr. again. And his time he targets Trent Whitney. Whitney's car going to snap around on him and come back up the racetrack. Eric Burton's going to have nowhere to go. He gets collected. Look at John Cittadino just barely get through that. That inherits him the lead. And then watch Matthew Rodriguez. Who's he going to hit? Oh, he got a piece of Ron Fajara Jr. right there. Oh, James McLeod's going to get a piece of it there in the 51. Oh, the points leader, Dylan Young, ran into the back of McLeod, so he now has damage. Oh my goodness, the two Penske teammates involved in this wreck. And oh my goodness me. Bristol Motor Speedway certainly playing havoc with all these drivers, and this is the second time this race that Ron Fajara Jr. has turned a driver who is up inside the top 5. Oh, man, Jacob Lowe just got hit by Rohit Vidarvu. Man, Ron Fajara Jr. not doing at all himself any favors. He first turned Michael Norman early on, who was running in second, and now he turns Trent Whitney, who was the leader at that point. Ron Fajara Jr. going to have a lot of explaining to do to a lot of drivers here, as he is involved in this wreck here, with several drivers, 3 of which were running in the top 3 positions. Well, we've gotten the signal of 1 to go here when we will go back to green on lap 58 of 75, but NNSCRA has still not gotten their scoring completely correct. This is a rather disheveled looking way to restart this race. I don't rightly know what's going on, but I don't think we can even really run you through the top 10 through the running order. We're going to have to use the scoring system we've got here. And according to what they're saying, the leader is John Cittadino, Cole Daly second, Charles Jackson third, James Silverfox fourth, and Trent Dunham fifth. James McLeod, even though he got involved in that wreck, he is sixth. Seventh is P2 London. Sean Henley eighth. Mary Cole now up to ninth, and Eric Burton will be 10th. Drivers out after this incident are, I believe these are the correct ones, Jacob Lawler, Joshua Michaels, Trent Whitney, Matthew Rodriguez, Ron Fajara Jr. As the green flag comes back out, Emilio Navarrete has also gone back behind the wall. John Cittadino going to take the early advantage here. Now it looks like the cars are starting to separate themselves from the lap cars. Cole Daly there in second place, and I think the caution's out again. Of course it is. Why would it be any different here at Bristol? John Cittadino going to lead us, and the caution this time is going to come out for, oh, Mary Cole, who was running inside the top 10. She just made her way inside the top 10 in 9th, and she's involved here in this caution flag. The rookie points leader. Running that Chronicles of Narnia paint scheme this week. Oh my goodness, what a tough break there. Just when it looked like it was going to be a good day for rookie points leader Mary Cole, all of a sudden that ended. Let's look back at a replay of what happened. Yeah, and all 4 drivers from Tweenix Racing today were running pretty well. And watch right here, contact between Mary Cole, Jordan Davis, and Richard Johnson. It's going to put all 3 of them up into the wall. But somehow they're going to be able to settle that out, I think. I think the caution may have come out for that. Yeah, it did. But then, Austin Ogo, Anthony McCurry, that's not Anthony McCurry, sorry, that's Dylan Poteet. Ogo, Poteet, and Poteet's teammate Mary Cole all making contact there. And then Poteet comes up into his own teammate and turns Mary Cole around. I guess Bristol can bring out tempers even between teammates here, and there you go. Mary Cole's car going to get looped around there, courtesy of teammate Dylan Poteet. A little tap there from Austin Ogo for good measure. And there's Jordan Davis, who was actually running inside the top 5 for a majority of the beginning of this race. His car is done for the day now as well. Wow. We're seeing a lot of the front runners all of a sudden here in the closing stages get taken out of this race. Question is, who's going to be left? John Cittadino still paces under the caution, so we'll go back to green with less than 20 laps to go, I believe. Green flag will come back out on lap 64 of 75. That should give us a total of 12 laps remaining in today's event. It's taken us a long time to get here. Amples and amples of caution flags along the way. But looks like we are finally nearing the end of this event. Cittadino is the leader. Cole Daly second. Third place, Charles Jackson. Fourth, James Silverfox. Trent Dunham in fifth. Sixth place is going to be James McLeod. Sean Henley, his teammate, is seventh. Eighth is Pichu London. Ninth is Eric Burton. And now in the top 10 is the points leader, Dylan Young. Then it's Adam Chambers and Austin Ogo in 12th. Those are the only cars left on the lead lap. Everybody else is a lap down. 12 drivers left on the lead lap. Mary Cole is now taking her car back behind the wall as well in the 4. So a tough break for her. 12 drivers on the lead lap to settle this out. Green flag comes back out. John Cittadino probably hoping he can get as many caution flags to the finish as he can. But right now, he's got himself a lot of distance between himself and Cole Daly, who's been boxed in between Ralph Mason and Anthony McCrory. And now Kyle Sosnowski going to make that box even more difficult. So he's going to go 3 wide there. Cole Daly's going to have to try and slice his dice his way through traffic now. Look at him still trying to get by here. And Sosnowski just got turned. Kyle Sosnowski just got turned around by somebody. It might have been George Roque. Caution waves one more time. Richard Johnson's got damage. Oh, and I think Sosnowski may have gotten turned by Charles Jackson, who was running inside the top 10. There's George Roque. There's Barney Ward spun out again. James McLeod may have spun him out. But Kyle Sosnowski, yet another bad day here this week. And at Lowe's Impala, that car is done for the day, no doubt. And I think it was either Richard Johnson or Charles Jackson. I think it was Charles Jackson who turned him. So we take a look at yet another replay. Yeah, I knew it was a white car, and I thought it could have been Richard Johnson, but it actually was Charles Jackson right here, who was running up inside the 3rd position at this time. And Jackson just basically going to take himself out of contention here while bringing Kyle Sosnowski along with him into the wall. Both of them go. Wow. Oh, and then James McLeod, he's going to get turned there by Eric Burton. McLeod, who is running in 7th, he's going to back it into the outside retaining wall. And then he's going to come down. He's going to get Austin Ogo, Barney Ward, and Hayden Klein. And, oh man, his teammate Dylan Pote just narrowly missing him there. And there is the points leader, Dylan Young, getting through this as well, picking up a few positions there. So he continues to try and build his points lead. Well, yep, that caution came out again. Let's go back for a restart. We'll go back to green flag racing. It'll be a single file restart this time because we will have a total of 5 laps to go when the green comes out. I believe if the caution comes out at any point during this 5-lap segment, the race will end under the caution flag. That's one good thing for John Cittadino. The second good thing is he's got a lap car of Ralph Mason between himself and Cole Daly here for this, what could be, final restart of the day. So Cittadino sitting very well right now to possibly pick up his first career Snickers Cup Series victory in this his rookie season. But keep in mind, we've seen drivers who have run up as high as 2nd place, even the lead, get involved in wrecks here, and rather, bizarre wrecks as well. So John Cittadino, he hasn't gotten it yet. He won't have it till he's crossed the start-finish line and taken the checkered flag. He will be the leader. Cole Daly 2nd, Silver Fox now 3rd, then it's Dunham and Pichu London completing the top 5. Henley, Burton, Austin Ogo, Adam Chambers, and Dylan Young, the points leader of the top 10. The green flag comes back out. Let's see if Ralph Mason, if he could get underneath John Cittadino, that could be perfect for Cole Daly to try and follow the 87 and get the lead from John Cittadino. Oh, he's trying. Oh, Ralph Mason not able to really make any move yet, though. John Cittadino out in front. Mason, the lap car, between himself and Cole Daly. That's what John Cittadino wants to see. Can we race green flag to the checkers, please? Do you think we can do that after what's been absolutely a wreckfest? Oh, I saw some smoke there, but there's no caution. We're still good. Cittadino leading the way there. He is the leader, then Cole Daly's second, then third place. That's under contest right now. Anthony McCurry being a big player in that as James Silverfox has it. Trent Dunham wants it. Trent Dunham in the Grandpa Trent paint scheme this week. He's trying to get there. Right now, Earnhardt Ganassi Racing, what a good run for all of them. White flag in the air as John Cittadino leads and Trent Dunham is currently in fourth place. Earnhardt Ganassi Racing flexing some muscle here. Bristol, the caution's out. Won't matter. We already crossed the stripe. John Cittadino through turns 3 and 4. He will pick up his first career Snickers Cup Series win. He wins the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway. And the final caution was for Charles Jackson, it looks like. And oh, and then John Cittadino got turned by Cole Daly. Whoa! Cole Daly turning the winner of this race, John Cittadino. Not sure what that was all about. Whether it was congratulatory or not, I'm not sure, but regardless, John Cittadino will win today's race, and for the first time in his career, he picks up a win in the Snickers Cup Series. He was a former winner last season in the trucks, but what a great rookie season it is for him. And oh, now he's going to get a shove there to George Roque. What's with these guys? I have no idea. But John Cittadino, the end result is that he has won his first career Snickers Cup Series race for that 42 team. Take a look at the rest of the finishing results. Cole Daly, nice runner-up finish after winning last week's race at Las Vegas. This will certainly help him in points. James Silverfox, great run for him in third. Trent Dunham, nice run for him in fourth. The Earnhardt Ganassi boys finishing first and fourth today. P.J. London, nice run for him in fifth. Sean Henley battled back to get sixth. Seventh, Eric Burton. Adam Chambers, didn't talk about him at all day. He'll get eighth. Austin Ogo ninth. And James McLeod is going to get the final spot in the top 10. The points leader, Dylan Young, he survived. He was the last car on the lead lap to finish this race. He will finish in 12th position. This, I believe, will keep him the points lead and may build it a little too, as he did finish ahead of both Dylan Poteet and Mary Cole. Charles Jackson finished in 11th. So there were 12 cars that finished this race on the lead lap. And the winner of this race is John Cittadino. Congratulations to him on his first career win of the season, I believe. He's actually the first rookie to win here in the Snickers Cup Series as well. As I'm looking through the running order here, yeah, John Cittadino becomes the first rookie winner in the Snickers Cup Series here in Season 5. So congratulations to him on that as well. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, become a part of the crew today. Appreciate you sticking through this race. It was certainly a wreckfest, no doubt about it, a long wreckfest. But congratulations to those drivers who did survive. Tell you what, they certainly earned it here today. Well, this race is now over. This weekend is now over. We finally leave the chaos of Bristol to head to the west coast of Auto Club Speedway in sunny California. Hope you'll tune in for that. We will see you there. You've been watching the production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. Here comes the official finishing results, the rookie points, and the overall points, and then next week.
Mm-hmm.